Hi again. It is I am really excited you guys are here today because I have a um I would call it a craft before a craft or a project before a project, a practice run per se, and I thought I'd bring you along for this because I know some of you like to see me mess up. Not just kidding. Like to see me experiment. So, but I'm looking forward to using these. I have, for some reason, my whole entire life, I've been obsessed with composition books. You guys saw me decorating some of them. Let me see if I have them here. Yes, I do. Hold on, I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm gonna show you. See, I decorated this one and this one. And this one has like a little magnet here, blah blah blah, yada yada. I turned it into a whole notebook because I love composition books. I just feel like they are I don't know. They're such a book without being a book kind of thing. And like they give you freedom to like do whatever you want because they're cheap, but at the same time I love their size. I don't know, but I have always been very obsessed with these. I buy a bunch of them. This year was no exception. I give them away. I'll like decorate them and I give them to kids just to write notes or to whatever. Like I do that all the time. But this time I want to bond three together. Um, so having said that, I also want to have a purpose of binding these, and that's because for my world building series of story, I've used these to make notes, annotate, or whatever. Look, colors. Look how pretty they are. These were done. These were started. Like this was 2012, 2009, and yeah, 2013, and so forth. So that's how long I've been writing this. Actually, way longer than that. I started around 2004, I think. Anywho, I wanna eventually bind these in a book together, but I want them to be like removable. I don't want to glue them onto something. So I have a few examples or a few ideas to grab ideas from. First off, I have this journal I created. I don't remember, but I think it was sometime the beginning of this year. But in this journal, I have magnetized the signatures. See? And they don't fall off whatsoever. Look. Because these magnets are super, super, super strong. And see, they're right here. And these have magnets. So all I got to do is put it back in there. See? There's nothing to it. It's just bing, bam, blue, blop. I love that. Like, I don't have to tie nothing. I don't got to do all that. But having said that, I love doing all that stuff, right? It's part of like the knick-knacking or chicky-chatting or chicky thing part of it. It's like part of playing with it. That's what I mean. So I have this other example. This is part of the world building series that I made. This one has a little locking mechanism that I kind of enjoyed. So this is pull, push down, kind of like yeah. So it passes through this thing, and you open it, right? But what I liked about this technique is that I use those bands that come on the, like sometimes books have like those little bands, but then they go inside, and that's what holds the signatures inside, which I really enjoyed. So there's the wire, right? So you just push up the wire and then pull out. So see, I don't know if you saw that, but this is kind of like clicks on and clicks off kind of thing. So you're able to click it off and use it kind of nicely there. That's kind of cute, right? I like it. I enjoyed it. I think it's versatile. But let me tell you the cons and pros. This one, I like it, but I feel like that wire needs to be either thicker, or because that wire I think would hold the weight of the notebook. So that's a con, right, for this one. On the magnets, the same. I don't think it would hold this much paper. Plus, I don't want to, I would have to put the magnets outside, and so they're going to be more visible, because if I put it inside, I don't know. I don't think it's going to work as well. But then I have this. This is my 2021 scrapbook. I think it's the first. No, it's not the first one. I think it's the second one I made. That was big, like a large format kind of style. I think I dropped the E already, and it dropped a little screw. Who cares? So the way I made this one was with these straps. These straps themselves, I think, if I remember correctly, go here, in here, out, in, to kind of hold this flap, and then they go in the spine and then out the back to here, right? So like they kind of like intertwine the whole book. But at the same time, these are pictures I haven't scrapbook, but at the same time, I like this. Okay, so what I was saying is I like this, like you can like make like a kind of support that holds like a loop or a ring. In this case, it's a soda tab, you know, those little tabs that you use to open the soda. So it's attached to the centerpiece, the center page. Then there's a cup to go through, and it comes out this way, and then I don't know if you can see it, and the leather goes through all of them and it holds them, sort of like there was another one that I made with an eyelid, the little eyelid that's, you have a little screw that you screw on the walls or something, or jewelry boxes. I use the same thing, the same concept for that. I like the soda tab idea a lot because it holds, it's a bigger hole and it holds better, and it's recyclable. I have a thing with soda cans. I don't know if you guys know that. So see, here's another, so here's another view of it right here. You guys see that in the back? Right there. There you go. And it goes to the back, to the back, to the back. This is such old technology. Just kidding. I made this a while ago. That's why I say technology. Old technology. Let me show you another example. Okay, this is the other example I was trying to, wanted to show you. Okay, this one was made like, I don't know, 3 years ago. But I feel like the more I think about it, the more I think maybe this is the way I'm going to go about it. So this leather strap goes in through, it's part of the decoration through the outside, but it doesn't go outside. It's just part of this little band. It was a band that decorates the book outside. You know, back in the days, they would go right here, but they would be attached to the cover, so like to stabilize the whole thing. Anyways, it's part of the binding, but not the traditional way, but this way. So it goes inside, out, in, out, but to the inside. I don't know how to say it other than that. So it goes into this. So every signature has like a grab. It grabs, it's like an X, and it hugs the signature like that. Let me show you. So it would grab 2 on the back and 2 in the front like this. It gives the loop right in the middle, and that's where I put the strap through. You see that? So there you go. I have them 4. And I like that this holds the heavy weight of this, and it also allows me to possibly decorate each book in a different manner. So let's do that then. right? I feel like out of all of them, this might be it. I really wanted to do the wire, and I wanted something quick and efficient like the magnets. But at the end of the day, I think this is what is going to hold the weight, which is I gotta be practical, but at the same time, I have to engineer. Is that the word that I would consider thinking? I would have to make something that holds the structure or the material I need it to hold and the weight, right? So this is 80 sheets. So I'm probably, what is this? A pound maybe? So I need something that holds a pound of weight. And the magnets, I don't think would hold a pound. And the wire, unless it's like super thick, I don't think it might hold it. So I think this would be the way to go. Okay, so we start at the beginning, right? So I'm making my base of my book. So this is an old scrapbook that had like ripped or something in the corner or in the spine, something, I don't know. But I never throw away good cardboard. Never throw away a cardboard. Good cardboard, this thick. Anyway, so I'm shaping my spine. I this time I decided to shape it out of with pliers. Sometimes I shape it with water, like I put it with water and then wrap it around a bottle or whatever. I've done it a few different ways, but in any case, I don't like my spines flat. That's a big no-no in my book. It doesn't feel right. So, um, it's going. I wanted to have like a floating, um, spine fabric because what I'm gonna do to it, it needs to have that flexibility. I don't want it to be completely attached to the book. So, in order for me to pull that off, I want to paint it along the the whatever treatment I give the spine the book. I want to give it to this piece of cloth that is going to be attached later, and I'm just doing like a sky scene, sky is falling kind of scenario. It's all gonna be blue lights and clouds, not so much technicality behind it. I'm just throwing at it as to what I think a cloud is. It's kind of like an ombre between this like um neonish blue or sky blue to this is like I don't know, one of those Tiffany blues or Tiffany greens, I don't know, but an aqua color. So that's kind of what I'm going for. I know that sky is not aqua blue, but in my book, literally in my book, in my book it is. Okay, so then I feel like I could put this here. The little flower that just came off, I could put it like so that it covers my crack. Not my crack, but like the crack on the plant. You dirty people. Anyways, that, and then I have this bird. It so happened that the cover that I got to make the covers had a hole. And it so happened that on the video that I was making about this, I talked about having an opening or a frame where I could stand this bird. It's just, I wanted to put cherry blossom tree on this, right? But because I do not want to use Fimo, because I want to like bring the tree here and maybe here or here, I do not want to put the whole thing on the like Fimo on here because it's not gonna like be flexible enough. So my idea is as follows. We're gonna try this idea together. I'm not sure if it's going to work. I have worked a little bit on something like this. So I want to grab silicone and make a tree shaped of this because this is flexible, right? Ish. Watch, let me show you. Remember sometime at the beginning of this year, I made this journal. It's called Fairy, My Fair Lady, something like that. And it's this wing that's like supposedly, you know, an explorer was the story behind it was an explorer was observing the fairies in the like 1900s, 1800s, and I found this book that had all these vintage images, and then I drew wings on them. It's a little comical to me, but yeah, I think these images were available for the patrons to download. Let me see. See, this was one of my favorites. Anywho, there's a few of them that I did. They were in here. So it grabs onto the book a little bit, and then it goes to the back, then it wraps around like so. But you see the flexibility of the silicone? I freaking love it. So where's the little tight thingy? Oh, right here. So I wanted to, based on the knowledge of this, do here. So let's do this together. I want to grab a water pencil thing. Okay, this is watercolor, so I can always like kind of like put water and dissipate it into the background, but it will allow me to draw on here. So I want to kind of mimic this idea onto here. Oh, it's not going to draw good enough, I think. It's semi-visible. Okay, I don't know if you can see the kind of design I went for. It's like a branch here and here, and then it goes off this way, a little this way. I think I'm gonna make this one smaller actually. Anyways, it doesn't matter really. Just because I don't want it to collide with this one. Anywho, and I made some arrangements here too. So, this one goes all the way here. Okay, so does that look like a flower? Yeah. And then the branches. Yeah. So this thing says clear, but it looks white. Right? Oh, too much. Oh, too much. I'm gonna have to do a lot of practicing. Okay, and here are the results. I like them. I really like them. I think they're a little too big. I'm here rambling about them and talking about how I did it in different ways. But at the end of the day, I practiced it on the fabric so I can know the flexibility of it. But I feel like it's gonna work. But then I see that I can reshape them a little bit, and this is what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of like with water, because you can touch the silicone with anything that's wet, and it won't stick to it. Don't I didn't do it out of Vaseline because I don't want to like maybe not have it not dry right, properly. So I grabbed a marker and I wet it and I um, try to shape it that way, but it squished it a little too much, and so I don't know. I kind of worked out like a little bit here, a little bit there. At the end, it kind of worked out. Here I am trying a different way, kind of brushing in the silicone. I feel like I struggled more just because silicone is silicone. It's sticky. See how it's like all over the place. I feel like at the end of the day, I had a little bit more control with the gun, but I don't know. Okay, there are many ways to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop. Grab an acetate and then put Vaseline on it, and then put the cherry blossoms here. Then grab them from here and put them on the thing. But I am going to do the branches directly on there, but I'm just going to put the flowers separately and see what happens. I'm just going to make a bunch of flowers, and I'm going to try my best and hardest to kind of stick to this size so it doesn't look like this size then like this size, because it's going to look funky and weird. So I'm going to try to stick to this size. So, okay, first things first, we put a coat of Vaseline so that the silicone and my acetate do not become one. So I'm just going to put a little bit and kind of wipe it off a little bit. Okay, so I drew a kind of like a goal of things. And so let's see how that goes. I think I want to do like a dot. Like a blob, I guess. I'm afraid that because I have the Vaseline, it won't stick to it. Sorry about my dogs. The other one just came in and took the crying one. So, okay. So I made a blob. Let's see if I can fix the blob. I did do a sacrificial brush. Okay, so the way I'm going to paint the flowers is a dry brush technique. Fun fact, my grandma that I only seen in my life, I don't know, 5 times that I remember, she taught me how to paint dry paint. And one time that I went to go see her, that one time, that's all it took for my grandma to teach me how to paint stuff. And I fell in love. I truly fell in love with painting. She's the one that made me. We went to like a market and she bought like, was it gesso or I don't know, figurines. She was the principal of an academy or something like that for kids with special needs in Mexico. And she was very involved in the arts department. And so she was always very into arts. And she taught me how to paint different ways. And she gave me this really cute old vintage brush. And I was like, I fell in love with it. And like at the end of it all, me and her weren't close at all. Like I can't say like, oh my gosh, I miss my grandma, I want to go see her, because we weren't close at all. So she didn't like my mom. She was my dad's mom. And she didn't like my mom, so we didn't visit that much. I didn't get too much into that gossip because it's their stuff. But I did enjoy it. She always made me feel like unwelcome, unwanted. But I am very grateful for what she did teach me, which is to paint. And so she woke up that beast in me. And so, I'm very grateful for it now. Okay, so I'm going to use this pink. And the name of it says like pink, that's all it says. Dry brushing it again. So yeah, and then my grandma, oddly enough, she just passed away the beginning of this year. She sent me a picture of her office, of her space. And oddly enough, if you've seen pictures of videos of my office. There's a video of my craft space tour, or if you go to Instagram, I think there's something more recent there. But yeah, she's the one that that made me who I am right now. Crazy lady. And she died this year at the age of 100. She had just turned 100, and then she passed away, like, I believe, like a month or so after. And I wanted to go see her, you know, and enjoy her and tell her how, even though we weren't close, like how grateful I am for the time, that one day, it just, or one weekend that I was visiting over there. I was a child, and when my mom and her divorced, and my dad and my mom divorced, he went to go live with her, so I was visiting my dad. And that one time, she took the time to sit down and kind of like, what's it called? Taught me. She's like, come on, we're going to do something. And I will never forget what she did. I remember being like a loving experience. I believe she was teaching me out of her being like who she is, you know, a teacher, an educator. And she saw a kid, maybe, I don't know, a kid in need. But I think that out of all her grandkids, I'm like the closest one, or the most alike to her. I have a picture, I'm going to show it to you. And so, I don't know, it makes me feel like I wish she like cared for me more, you know. But I am grateful she woke up the dragon in me, or the, you know, that desire, you know. Okay, I know that we missed a few steps in our project, but I wanted to show you something. Okay, so I did darken it a little bit. I know, I forget to, one, to record, but two, that I want to stay on the girly side, or the colorful or cute side, and I forget to do that. So I am stuck with this scenario where, I mean, I love it, but again, I have to apologize if you don't like it. But I did the same thing. I thought it was cute, and I also put a stripe here of that thing. So I also, I know. It's because, like, I'll come and like do 5-10 minutes. I'm not, TV's on and dogs are rowdy, kids are playing and all that stuff, and it's like hard for me to record something. Sometimes I can do a voiceover, but sometimes I just like get it done and like move on and then show you what I did later. So I did this thing, but because I'm not 100% sure on it, I made, it's not glued, so it's only glued on the inside, and I could always just take it off. It's cool, huh? I never had like matching inside and outside, I think. And I don't know, something about it. Look, does this look like, I don't know. I guess when I see it like this way, I guess that's why they say like you gotta look at your stuff in the mirror sometimes. I'm looking at it and I like it more how you see it than how I see it. But I added a couple things here. I added one here. I got a piece of tape. Whatever. Right? It's kind of cute. Also, I wrapped all these in paper in this cardstock, or this craft paper. This, when you get craft paper, sometimes it's so thick that you have to wet it first wet both sides. It has to be both sides, otherwise you get wrinkles. And if you have been wrapping these books with paper that's a little too thick, if you do not wet it both sides, you will get wrinkles. And yeah, I really like how they look together. They all look exactly the same. I am going to maybe later in life paint them something. I think I was thinking of cherry blossoms when I finished them last night. So I think this is good. we're going to work on it first. But first I want to show you, I'm going to use this paper in the inside to cover like the inside panels. But they're flyers for my daughter's school. And there's so many. And I saved them. We recycle here. We don't throw it. This craft paper was like from packaging. The only stuff I bought like new was probably the paint. Because like even this, the what's it called? The silicone, I got it in a yard sale. The paper was from a yard sale. The Fimo, it's only $1, so. But yeah. But we said we're not going to call them junk journals no more. I can't call this a junk journal. Can you? Like, would you? I'd call it a joy journal, right? Like, look at it. Doesn't it make you bring joy? So let's make a movement. Let's go on. Now that I'm in the union, let's go on a strike. Just kidding, no. Don't even say that. But like, I learned those things, you know. Strike stuff. It's so weird. Why would you want to strike against your company? Like, I don't know. Some people have a feel. What's it called? A reason. I don't know. Anyways. Right? Okay. So let's work. Let's continue on the screen, on the thing. Let me switch your point of view. And I just wanted to say hi. Because last time I said I was going to like try to say more hi more often. Here I am. Let's work together. Okay, so I made a little template with the paper that came out from the scrapbook little window. Anyways, what I did is I drew one of them and then cut it out so that it's kind of like semi-even, but this is the pattern, sort of. This is the same fabric I used to make the spine on the book. So there's 3 books, so I did 2 per book, and then I doubled them, so I did 12 of these little things. So I wet one, and then I put glue on it. That's a lot. I shouldn't have put that much. Let me wet this one too, might as well. What the? Just because I'm on camera, that's why these people, that's why they're maybe misbehaving. I'm being quiet because my grandbabies are over, my twins, and they had their first sleepover with grandma. I'm so excited, but they're asleep, and so I'm trying to get things done before they wake up. I mean, not that I don't love them or can't do nothing with them, but when I'm with them, I'd rather be with them, you know? So when they're asleep, I can get things done, so when they wake up, I can be with them. My little rambunctious duo. You know what? Have you guys seen the movie Zootopia, and how there's a little rat in there, and she has like, the rat is like an Italian mob, and the rat has like 2 big polar bears. That I'm gonna be the rat, And then my polar bears. My boys are gonna be my polar bears because they're ginormous. Their grandpa on their dad's side is like 6.5 feet, and my daughter's grandpa from her dad's side was also like 6 feet something, and they were huge. They're huge men, so they might be polar bear size. So they're polar bears to me. They're my polar bears. That's why I call them my polar bears. Anywho, I let that dry. See, alrighty. So I can stitch them, but I also need the sturdiness and the strength that the glue adds to the composition. You can still stitch it if you want that look, but I kind of didn't want that look. I don't know, maybe, we'll see. But I'm hoping these are sturdy enough because I still think they're a little thin for my flavor. I was gonna use leather, but the leather is a little too thick, and so I didn't leave much space on the book thickness with the 3 books inside. It was gonna add too much. I even took my leather out and everything, but it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna do these. I'm gonna let these dry for a good while, and then we're gonna start gluing them on the books. Okay, so before, I guess I can always glue the other end, but anyways, I started, I don't know, sometimes I don't know what's next, and so I go back and forth. Anyways, so I have decided, remember how I said that they might be too thin? They're still too thin, I feel, for you know, they're gonna hold this in here, so I need it more strong, and I don't want to do like another piece. So I froggied it. Look, I always feel like a bent makes the thing stronger, like when I do the stuff that I do with aluminum that makes it stronger. I feel like this is the same thing. So, but they look like froggy, so I call it frog it. I frog it. So I just frogged it, and then I put silicone on one of the crevices in there. See, in there, and there it goes. Look how pretty that looks. That looks so cute. So when it folds, it'll look awesome. So this is how I did it. Very simple. Kind of eyeball it and but right there, and then because it has that glue coats, I think we did what, like 2 coats or whatever. Then wait, I think this one's 2. There. Okay, so I've sewn in the thingamajinger. Here's, look how cute that looks. And then voila. So I am going to, I marked where this ends so that, look, my cocoon, isn't it so cute? My little froggy. So I know that this is a little bigger than my 2 lines. Let me see if I can show you right there. See, this is a little bigger. Okay. But I'm still going to force it into that so that it gives me a little bit of a gap. Like sort of, I don't want it like this. I want it a little ka-chung. So these will help me go like this. I think it will look so cute. It was probably the best idea ever after sliced bread. So I'm gonna, what I think I want to do is punch a hole. Let's see, let's position it so about right there. Then I'm going to push this in and position that. Oh, those in the back, can you guys all see? Rawr, I can't. There. So see, there's my froggy. Go something like that. So this is gonna go through, but it also is gonna give it like flexibility, right? Did I just move that? Yes, I did. Look how cute that frog is gonna look. Okay, so because 2 things, I'm going to cut into it. Might cut a couple papers in the inside here and there. Not that many, but I'm gonna cut a little slit because I think I want to do rivets. Not rivets. The reinforcers. Paper reinforcers? Hold on, these, hold on. Okay, these thingies. They're fasteners, right? Something like that. So I've decided I only want to put it in the front too, and the back I'm just gonna glue it because 1 is for decoration, and 2, if I put too many, I want it to look like nice and neatly. I don't know how to describe it, so I think it's gonna go like this because I keep on forgetting, but you have to think of where this is gonna open, because you know how they open, the legs will open. And if I was to, for example, I was about to cut it this way, so my legs were to open this way, and then I'm gonna have to cut it because now it's on my spine and it's gonna be not allowing me to lay it flat. So then I'm gonna cut this way. And then, okay. And then I'll put a little bit of glue. I need to refill this one. Okay, for now I'm going to leave it like that just so while it dries. So I need a sliding mechanism. I first thought about maybe something I could pull as it closes so that, and then I can lock it, which would be great. But I don't want to cut into this, and I don't want to make a closure on that because I don't want to like interfere with all what it's already happening here. I would have to put something here or something engineered here, and you know, I don't feel like that's the feel or look that I'm going with on this. So I am made a little bit of straps here. I think I want to strap it here, and then I want to glue this on here so that it has a stopper. You see that? Like that. So it has this stopper, but at the same time it can be pushed out like that. So like it can come out. Watch, it'll come out. It'll stop right there, right? And then when it's closing, see, it'll be pushing it in. I think that's a very simple mechanism that we can put on here. I scored the bottom leather, the soft leather or the sleek leather here, and then I put glue on it. So I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that it's gluing, and I'm gonna let this glue as well. And then let's see. Let me hold this up. And I'm gonna put this here along the line, maybe before the line. Yeah, I like it a little before the line. Okay, I'm just afraid that it's gonna like too much pressure on that, but if anything I could always like put a rivet on it. Not a rivet, an eyelet on it. I do want to buy a rivet gun. The problem with that is that they're ginormously big. Let's see. Okay, so I'll glue this one with this one. Okay guys, so here we go. It's the sexy shots. Look at this. I noticed right now that this thickness and this thickness is a little noticeable, I guess. Or had you noticed before I had mentioned anything? No? Anything? Yes. Good. Still debating on that. See? Because you look at the difference. Without and with. See how it's like feels different, not just looks different. Love the back. Then we go to open it. The pulling mechanism worked really good. It still needs to be played before, because these things are coming off too quick. I don't know if I put the wrong kind of button. It's not meant to hold this much weight on it, but this is the book, one book. Then I made the cover for it. 2 books, 3 books, and on this one I put the signature thing. Might as well sign it. This is a good pen. It is a good pen. And then I do it like this. There you go. Can you see it? Lighting is weird. And this mechanism works. Look. See how it pulls in and out? Look. I think it looks great. It works. It looks great. Works great. And I was able to cover. I guess I didn't even need those things because these things would have covered it. But, you know, a little detail, whatever. And then, let's see. I can... With leather, I feel like the more you play with it, the more it has that memory. And I feel like this books needs that memory. What do you guys think? Is this something you guys would do? Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you for sticking around and waiting for me to upload more videos. I love you guys so much. Till next time, stay crafty, stay safe. I love you guys so much. Bye.